beautiful, make it beautiful. Age of new beginnings, make it beautiful.
Come on. That's what we do here.
Make it beautiful, make it beautiful.
Everybody, welcome to 22 days of transformation.
I'm going to start off the question. Who's starting first? Emerald tablets, the gold tablets, the whatever it is. You know, all that stuff is true at some level because they're metaphorical stories as to our history and our evolution. But again, they're just one person's take or one group's take or one religion's take. Stay neutral. Stay in that other point, that higher point. Light, dark, and neutral. Stay neutral. And boy, the stuff really, you get your answers really fast.
You have been such an incredible joy. I am, you know, I've been on this journey for more decades than I want to say, but in this short period, in the new vibrational energy, quicker and quicker, you're able to evolve. So it doesn't matter if you've been on this journey for decades, even if you just started, it's all you got to do is start and boom, you are there. That's the new vibration. That's the new earth. So it's just connecting to your own divinity, to start enjoying life and connect to things that give you passion and create the abundance from that perspective. So, okay, Vince was trying to say something. And what was that, Vince? Both realms simultaneously, her connection to you. Wait, what is that? I'm let's see. Oh, what does Spirit say we can do as people to improve the outcome at these times?
Well, that's that collective consciousness of compassion. Show compassion for everyone and everything. Every morning I get up, I look out the window, and I never used to do this. I say, good morning, Gaia. Thank you. I look out. If the moon is out, I say, hello, moon. It's all part of it. We're all connected. And the Ho'oponopono. Ellen taught me about the Ho'oponopono, right? That prayer, that song, that energy of forgiveness for the earth. And when you ask for forgiveness from the earth, she respects that and gives us more of what we need. So that's a very important prayer.
Can we do that real quick? Would you mind? The Ho'oponopono?
Lead it. Okay.
Oh, thank you. I love you. Please forgive me. And I always forget. Thank you. Please forgive me.
I'm sorry.
Help me out, Bobby.
Thank you.
Sorry, I love you.
Sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Again, we got it all out of sequence, but that's the gist.
I'm a little dyslexic.
It doesn't matter which one you say first. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I thank you. I love you. And in the cadence of three, you repeat it, everything in the round of three, right? Three activates.
That's right.
I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. And showing that respect for Gaia, blessing your food, that thanking the animal, that's, you know, what the ancients always did, what you see, you know, blessing the water, right? Thanking the water because it's consciousness. And when you thank it, it aligns with you and it helps you to heal and to move the electricity around your body because we're bioelectric engines, right? We're a meat suit. We're run by energy through cells and electricity and impulses. The nerves are all electrical energies. And to clear it out, we're no longer running with Windows 98, you know, that old software. We're running, you know, Windows 2020 now. And each one of these 8/8 dates or 11/11 or all these things that collectively people get together and say thank you and prayer and bring in energy and bring in light. Those are really just like software upgrades on your phone. We're constantly getting upgrades. But sometimes you don't normally get an upgrade. You get a whole new platform, a whole new base platform, a software, a firmware platform. And that's what's happening now. 12/21/12 was that big transition date. We made it. We got through the shift. We didn't blow ourselves up. So as a thank you from our better halves, our higher selves, we've been awarded better technology, easier manifestation, the ability to create with less effort. You know, you don't have to, we no longer have to prostrate ourselves 3,000 times a year, you know, and face the sun to get what we need. Just stop and ask. Thank God, thank yourself, thank the universe, and envision envision yourself. If you want a new Escalade, see yourself behind the wheel of it. If you look at it sitting in the parking lot, it's always going to be in the parking lot. But if you see yourself in it, driving it, it's yours. You put the wheels in motion for creation, and it works.
Energetic focus, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. The law of attraction, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. But you have to see yourself in it. You have to be part of it. You can't see it as external from you. It has to be part of you, no matter what it is. That healing has to be part of you. You have to see yourself healed. You can't just want the healing. You have to understand that you see yourself healed. You picture yourself on that. Picture yourself on that vacation or whatever it is. And so it is. That's the beginning. That's what creates it. And inquiry is what starts the process. So ask the questions every day. Tell me what it is I need to know, and listen. If it's the numbers on the clock, 111, 222, whatever those significances are, those things, know that they're answering you. But now it's ask more. Well, what does it mean? What am I supposed to do with it? And the more you ask those questions, the more they're going to scream it in your ear.
And then the way you say it is important. So you don't say I want, because God will give you more wanting. Right. It's thank you, I have already. Like, in other words, when I write my things at night, I thank God in the universe before it happens, and the universe gives it to you. So it's in that gratitude, in that love, in that, and so it is. So you have been amazingly breathtaking. The only thing we didn't speak of is about frequency and sound frequency and things like that. So I don't know.
Boy.
That
well, that's a technology. Sound, where everything is a vibration. Everything is a vibration. Oh boy, that's a whole nother topic. But all words, what we say, is a vibration.
It is a whole other topic. We could do a minute. Yeah.
It goes out into the universe. It's heard by everyone. Your pineal gland. Some people put a red dot on their head. It signifies the pineal gland. To me, I think it should be a little Wi-Fi antenna, a little blue antenna, because that's what connects us to the universe and to everything. So you send out a frequency. You think about someone, and a half hour later they call you and you say, "Oh, I was just thinking of you." It's because you sent out that frequency. It went out. That invisible energy went out, and they happened to catch it, and they said, "Oh, I'm thinking of him too, or her too," and they call you. And everything is light is frequency, sound is frequency, everything is frequency and vibration. The Lord said, they used that famous quote, "Let there be light." So that means that there was sound first. Before there was light, there had to have been the sound if he said it. So there was a frequency, a vibration, and vibration is what creates light. Not to get scientific about it, but you can all do your research, and you'll get a better grasp of it, of electronics and frequency and what it creates from solid matter. There's so much. We'll have to do another one of these, definitely.
Just on that alone.
And it's funny that you guys rolled into this, because somebody had also asked, what about artificial intelligence that they're building to control us?
Well, AI is definitely here. We're not going to stop AI. It's happening. But it's up to each one of us whether we want to accept it and utilize it in our life. We use AI when we talk to our phone and we say, "Siri, give me the phone number," or what is the calculation between metric and English, English units. So we're using AI all the time. It's just a matter, if everybody stays above board and we all respect and love and care for each other, then we'll never have to fear the technology that we build. Only when we have people with negative intentions, a lesser vibration, should we have to fear that stuff, and or you can be concerned about something negative happening to you. But just again, focus on what you want. Focus on AI being our best friend and helping us down the road and answering the questions and doing our job for us, so we can just kick back and sit at the beach. Right? What's wrong with that? If AI is going to do all the good stuff and do all the dirty work and wash the dishes, then go get them, champ. You see Rump, it goes around and vacuums the house for you, right? That's AI.
AI is artificial intelligence. So understanding artificial intelligence, you can look at it as something to be fearful of, or look at it as it's going to be a convenience. It's going to be there. And again, just if people have want to use it for control or things like that, we surround them in the violet flame, we surround them with love, that it's never going to get to the place that we don't want it to be. We're going to, whoever is doing something negative, that we surround them in light and things start shifting. We do have that power. Over and over and over, we've proved that.
It's up to us as a collective. And, you know, a small amount of people can change a huge amount of people's outcome. You know, it only takes a few to affect many. And we know that from so many different experiences in our life in the last 20 years even, right? What a few people do affects so many. So as a spiritual community, just our prayers alone help to mitigate the effects of the virus, help to increase the food supply, increase the things that people need so that they're not in a dark, deep, dark place. Bring up the vibration of the children, and you bring up everybody in the room, right?
Absolutely.
Who can get mad at a smiling child and that's putting out love and light? I mean, it takes a real strange person to try and put out a fire of a small child smiling and casting love upon you. So understanding that this is the direction we want to go. Focus on only that. Only put your energy into what you want, and do not put any thought into what you don't want. It's that simple, and it will grow in the sequence of the golden ratio, the duality scale.
So Vince has asked a question. He thinks that you're wonderful, and but his question was, if AI does so many things, that the AI is going to be taking jobs away from people. So in other words, he was thinking of how we're going to make money.
Man, how hard do you really want to work? Come on. I mean, be honest. If you could stay home and get paid and do whatever you want and only work when you want to, wouldn't that be a great thing? Isn't that like heaven on earth right there? You don't have to worry about money because the AI is always making sure there's money in your account. You set the level and say, never let it go below 10 million. Okay. And trust that the AI is going to do the job, and you can travel the world, fly your helicopter, your boat, your plane, go ski, whatever you want to do. So it's all, look at the big picture. Look at it from a bigger standpoint, where you don't have to work if you don't want to. I love to work. I'm a carpenter. I work with my hands. I build things. I love to build things. I can't wait for the day that I don't have to go work for somebody else, that I can get up when I want, go outside, go to the Home Depot, buy some wood, build something, grow whatever it is, plant something, and not worry about it, and know that all my bills are paid. So focus on that. Focus on that, and we're going to get to that reality faster than you think.
Gotcha. So let's see. So are you saying he will get paid for your work? I think that, you know, we control everything, even the AI. So it's just realizing that maybe you're not tapping into what your capabilities are, that you can make money with AI magnifying or manufacturing.
Look at all these commercials for Amazon internet business all the time. You put up a YouTube and there's some kid that says, yeah, I made $1 million last month, and Amazon did all the work, and I'm sitting over here in the Caribbean and drinking, you know, whatever it is. That's AI. That's the computer, the artificial intelligence fulfilling the orders, sending putting the tracking number, a machine puts the sticker on it, and off your package goes, and you get PayPal for it. That's all AI. It's not just, don't keep thinking of it as some robot, you know, from Star Wars that's going to come and, injure you. No, AI is everything. It's your car. It's your backup on your, when you back up and your car says stop, you're going to run into something, a telephone pole. That's artificial intelligence telling you, hey, you didn't look in the mirror. So look at all the positive in it and expand upon the positive. And when we expand upon the positive, we get more of what we expand upon. Leave the other stuff behind. And the more we do that, the more we'll get what we want with the least amount of effort. Understand then that this is the first society that's had money. Up until 5,000 years ago, there was no currency. All of our other societies do not use money. Yeshua, Jesus, if you dive into the channelings of Yeshua that are done by many, Amanda Ellis and Pamela Arlen, to name a few, two of my favorite teachers who channel it, Yeshua what we refer to as a commune today was how they lived then. They all lived as a group. They farmed in a cooperative. They built houses as a cooperative. Everything was done as a cooperative, and no one ever felt like they didn't have anything until somebody else came in and said, hey, I need a VIG. I needed some taxes. And they're like, well, we don't have any money. Well, we're going to take your food down. We're going to take your house. We're going to take your horse. We're going to take your children. So it didn't even, 2,000 years ago, it didn't even exist for the Essenes, Jesus's family, until the Romans showed up and said, hey, we need a little piece of the action. You know, so it doesn't have to be that way. It wasn't always that way. I'm not saying we're going to be a communist socialist. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not going in that direction. But if we can just trust that there's always going to be enough for everybody, and we never have the fear of lack, then abundance will flow for everybody. That's the message. That's what comes from the galactics, from the spiritualists, from the angels, from the little ones, the dwarfs. Is, you know, they all come in, and they're all saying the same thing. You know, so live without fear, and you're going to have all the abundance you could possibly imagine. Literally, imagine it. So,
How are people to find you, Rob?
I'm in the process of setting up on YouTube, Channeling the Ascendance. It'll be channelingtheascendance.com is the domain name, and within the next week, we'll have a bunch of messages up that I've received. And I'll continue to add to that body of work that I have. Just have to read them and edit them and make sure that they look good for the, you know, for prime time. You can text me if you have any questions. I think that is the number. Did you put the number up?
The number is on Facebook, and it is on Twitter.
Okay, yeah, you can PM me, or, you know, through Messenger or Facebook. I text them, and, you know, and if you need to call and talk, I have no problem. Call and talk to anybody, and I'd love to. I'd love to help everybody along on this journey, because as I help you, it helps me, you know, and we're all in this together. You know, it's exciting time, and the more we recognize how exciting this is, the better it's going to get for everybody. The summer's here. Look how beautiful the weather is. Where's the perfect setup to this? You know.
Yeah.
Perfect. We haven't had it. We didn't have any snow this winter. It was great. So clearly somebody's looking out for us.
Now,
Thank you, God, the
there was a
universe.
couple of songs that came to you, remember?
Oh.
And then you realize those songs kind of as if God created those songs.
Yeah, for me, and I didn't realize this until on the journey, when I would wake up with songs in my head, the significance of songs. And then the more they would go in my head all the time. Well, one of the first times I called Ellen was because a song was in my head all the time, and it was Dion and the Belmonts. I wonder why. I wonder why. Wonder is the key. And I kept singing the song. I wonder. And I couldn't get the song out for weeks. And then finally another song came in, but I must have said wonder 100,000 times. And when you wonder, your inquiry, you're asking the question, and it opens the floodgates to information. A few months ago, I woke up to Barry Manilow's song, the song that he performed called I Write the Songs. And I woke up to it at 2 a.m. I made a note of it on the night table, and I got up a few hours later, and it was in my head, and I, you know, got ready in the morning and went to work and called Reverend Laborde, Reverend Lynn, and I said, Lynn, why is this song in my head? Why is Barry Manilow in my head? And when she pulled up the lyrics and sent them back to me and then read them to me, and I've been alive forever. I wrote the very first song, and I, and the whole song is I, and you realize it's not Barry talking about it. It's Source, the I am. He gave us rock and roll to make us dance. I wish I had the lyrics in front of me, but everybody look it up. And when you listen to the song, it's going to bring you to tears when you realize what the words, the lyrics of the song are. Barry didn't write it. And the guy who wrote it credits God for it. He said, this song came to me from Source. And Barry was just the one who made it a hit. David Cassidy did it. It didn't go anywhere. A couple others tried it. Didn't go anywhere. Barry, he knocked it out of the park. One last one, the song. When I was talking earlier about how we were all around the same age, just around 50 years old. So that meant we were all born in the late 60s or very early 70s, the group that we were with, excluding Reverend Larcher. Norbert, you know, I know, you know, I'm not knocking your age, but he was not in that same generation that we were in. He's of a different generation. We'll leave it there. And then the song "The Age of Aquarius" kept popping up in my head and popping up in my head. And then I realized it was sung by the fifth dimension. Okay, the fifth dimension. And then this was a few years back, and then I pulled up the lyrics and I read them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this talks about where we are now. It's like the primer to what's coming in 50 years. So in the 60s, they were letting us know about Star Trek and Buck Rogers and all these different things that were, and Star Wars in the 70s and E.T. and in the 80s and the 90s, it just kept growing and growing and growing. But the Age of Aquarius and the lyrics to that song tell you what's happening now. You can look at that and say that's exactly what we're all coming to now. The spiritual, the realization of our own divinity, of the spirituality of everything. When the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, this is where we're at. Look at it from an astronomical, standpoint. That's where we're at. And there's no such thing as coincidence. It was a greater plan that we created, and we just don't remember it. We laid out this whole thing, and we just don't remember it.
So, but we can remember to enjoy the now, enjoy the moment, enjoy the people in your life, and make sure from this point on, that's why I always had the age of new beginnings, that whatever the past was, God bless, but this is a new beginning, that from now on, to find the joy, find the love, find the things that inspire you, and surround you with people who resonate with you.
That's right. I tell people all the time, take that rear view mirror, rip it off the windshield, and throw it out. There's no more looking back. Stop looking back. You say live in the now, and envision your future, because what you envision, you will create. And we have more tools now than we've ever had before to do that. We have such a higher vibration on this planet. Everyone is working in conjunction to get us to that place. We're no longer at a crossroads. This is what a message said to me a week or two ago. Humanity is no longer at a crossroads. We've lifted off. We've lifted off. Now it's just a matter of everyone, catching up to us. Some people are going to be late to the party, but we're all going to get there.
Divine timing, baby doll, just divine timing.
Yeah. So use that violet as often as you can. Transmute all that doesn't serve you, no matter what it is. The smallest memory, the smallest slight, what you said to somebody or they said to you. Use the technology of the violet to clean out the cabinet.
Can you explain the violet flame, the 3 folds of the violet flame?
The 3 folds. The violet, again, is the transmutation energy. It's the technology of transmutation.
Yeah.
Again, it's the highest light in the visible light spectrum. After that, we go into the ultraviolet. And that was the gift from Saint Germain. That's what he gave to us to assist us in this great awakening. This great awakening we have now.
Guess what I was trying to say? It's just the envisioning. It's the visualization of those.
Sure. You wrap yourself in violet. Just see yourself in it every day. Like when you put on the cloak of protection. Some people, they take the sword of Michael and the crown, of divinity, and in this time we have that whole armor of God that we put on every day. But there's a new accessory that was added about 9 weeks ago. And Michael Jackson, through a channel, brought that in because Michael was famous for wearing the mask. And Michael said, with your armor of God, don't forget to put on your violet mask every day. Okay? So you put on that armor of God, surround yourself in violet, put on a violet mask, and you know that you're going to be safe for the whole day. And just believe it so, believe it protected.
But that violet flame is unconditional love, forgiveness, and transmutation. So it's in that beautiful higher trinity of pure love, unconditional love, no judgment, forgiveness, that we're all doing the best we can. And if it's not of love, to transmute it into something of a higher essence of light.
It's hard for humans to have unconditional love. We're all in this together. We all know, we've all had the experiences, but it's up to us to consistently put out what we want, and that unconditional love will grow and blossom and it'll be all encompassing. And Yeah, it's that simple. One of the easiest things that I've learned to tell people when they ask me, you know, that they feel stuck or what do I do, or what I first tell them about inquiry. Ask, and you'll get the answer. Seek and you shall find. But one of the first things that people need to do is have self-love, reestablish that self-love, putting themselves first. And someone had told this to me, and I repeat it all the time. Look yourself in the mirror, look in the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say to yourself, I love you 3 times in a row without looking away. If you look away, do it again. And people have said, oh, I could never do that. And I'm surprised that they would be that honest with me. I'm like a stranger in that I could never do that. And then you'd be surprised. The people that have done it and have bumped into again, and they're like, oh my God, it's changed my life. Recognizing that I have to love myself before I can love anyone else. It's that oxygen mask thing. We're in the plane. If you don't put the oxygen mask on you, you cannot help anybody else. So you have to put your mask on first. A violet mask, again.
That's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And then I remember in the very beginning, you were uncomfortable with, I am brilliant, I am exceptional, I am youthing, I am one with all that is, I am.
Oh, it sounds crazy. When you come from a religious, I grew up in a Catholic church. I was an altar boy, I went to Catholic school. So everything that's outside of what you're accustomed to is strange, right? And priestesses and witches and warlocks and everything that you run into. And now, and people who do sound and speak light language and technology. Boy, you come from a church and you walk into a room where there's people singing light language and you're like, wow, where the hell did they come from?
What planet?
Right. But now they're all just different modalities to get us back to the same place, to recognize our divinity. And each one of those languages and people and belief systems is just one more modality, one more experience that we've all shared. We just don't remember it.
I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm sure everybody today fell in love with you as well.
Thank you to everyone for giving me this opportunity to talk. I hope I wasn't too long in the tooth.
Uncle Rob, I love you.
A lot of messages.
Oh, hi, Alex. Lots of love, cutie pie.
Al.
Great to see you, sweetheart. You're beaming.
Thank you, everyone.
Aw.
Been a great experience. I'm so glad everyone was able to hang out today with us. It was good. Look forward to doing it again.
Well, absolutely. Carla, what do you want to say, gorgeous love?
That I have nothing but gratitude in my heart. Thank you so much for all of your wisdom and words. And thank you for everybody that's being a part of this. Like, I feel like I'm almost repetitive in saying the same thing, but my heart sings. My heart sings because I'm in agreement. And I think we're all in agreement with everything that has been said over the past 22 days. And it's about, transcendence. It's about rising above. And we are given opportunities if we can connect back into the love of ourselves and re-envision that new dream and usher in that golden age, that new Lemuria, the new earth. We are in control. And as we all grow together, we expand together, the water rises all boats, so to speak, right?
Right.
And, we are going to come out very different than we were when we came into this.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing. It's a huge blessing in disguise. So everyone who participates in the energy that we all bring together and bring forth helps. And it sets into the fabric of life, a new fabric, a new song.
Yeah.
So it's just beautiful. And so thank you.
Be excited. Many of my messages end with be excited. Be excited, for in that energy creates more of that energy. That's it. It's in the sequence, in the ratio. It just keeps growing. The celebration, all we're waiting for is the celebration. We've done the work. We've hit the mark. We are not going to destroy ourselves. We're not blowing up. The earth is not. It's just a matter of the separation.
It's your life.
Come join us.
Make it beautiful. Make it beautiful. Age of new beginnings. Make it beautiful.
That's what we do here.
Make it beautiful. Make